Well, so the dream world is very non-rational. It's like I was calling it a soup. It's non-linear. It doesn't make sense in time a lot of the times. It doesn't make sense in general a lot of times to the rational mind, to our objective rational mind. It just doesn't make sense. And so what we learn to do is dismiss them right when we wake up. You'll literally forget it because the conscious part of you does not find it accessible, like it doesn't make sense.
I have kind of recurring nightmares of drowning, and I will just be like, it happens a lot. And so in this one, I was just kind of like walking through the hall of a house, and the floor just opened up, and I just fell into the ocean. And so then, there was all of that, me trying to like survive that and kind of come out to the other side of the house. There's the recurrence of water in many forms, and it's often like I don't expect it coming, like I'll just be living my life and suddenly a tsunami crashes through whatever building I'm in, and it's like mayhem. So it's pretty common water thing for me.
Dream symbols are very subjective. It's very much so what does it mean to you, but if you get really abstract, you can start to see patterns where they actually do correlate between from person to person. And one of those is like water. Water often is suggestive of the emotional realm. When you have an experience that you're not ready to digest, not ready to process, it's dismissed into the underworld, into the unconscious or subconscious. And that unconscious or subconscious is often defined by the dream as water or the ocean. There's two types of self-identification. There's the self that is in the moment, and then there's the self that is like a catalog of history. And we identify as both of those things. And when the systems get out of order or aren't functioning properly, we can have an experience that happened to us years ago that we think our body thinks is continuing to happen to us right now. And interestingly enough, nightmares are going to take unprocessed emotion, and it will use symbolism and imagery to evoke that same emotion in you to try to essentially get you to process something that was not processed before.
When I was younger, I used to have dreams that I would be in this house and I wouldn't know where I was. But then suddenly I would remember where I was and I would be like, oh my God, this is my house. And I forgot about this entire part of it. And it would be this really familiar thing. And that happened a lot when I was little, just kind of ending up in a house that wasn't really mine, that I believed was mine.
I have this reoccurring dream where my teeth fall out.
And we were just in this house and it was kind of like this desert dwelling house with all the desert plants. And so
I would do one thing and then it would take me back to the beginning of the dream and I'm stuck.
And then I keep getting distracted by a demon that's like trying to pull me away.
I looked out and there was just a big tsunami that was coming and it was gonna come and crash, and everybody I was with was just like chilling and having a good time.
And so then I had all of these flashbacks to all of these traumatic experiences I had because I had my heart broken.
And I read that it means that I feel like my life is falling apart.
To me, that's very, very obviously symbolic of being like frozen in my own undigested emotion, and that I needed to pay attention to what was trying to be processed. So
Yeah, I find that it happens to me more when I'm like really struggling with what to do, or I don't feel like I can do what I need to do and I know what I need to do, but I feel kind of like trapped and unable to proceed, and then I have more like nightmarish water drowning dreams.
and that can be there from when you were so young you don't even remember what caused the emotion. That's what is the interesting nature of emotion, is that it doesn't need to be tied to any event. It's an entity almost in its own.
Well, you know, I have to say I haven't had a drowning dream since I got divorced, so I would think that it had to do with overwhelm and feeling like being blindsided and drowning in my own overwhelm, I think.
This dream was all about uncovering these emotions that I had been running from for 10 years. And it wasn't very pleasant, but then I literally woke up crying and I wrote, and then I felt like freed from something that had been haunting me for 10 years.